A recent OCBC survey found that 75% of Singaporeans not only don't sufficiently plan for retirement, 37% of them actually live by the day and don't even think about saving for old age. Well, let's hear more from the Sunday Times' Invest editor, Tan Wee Boon. Wee Boon, what are some of the reasons why people, not just Peter Pans, end up not having enough for retirement?
There are three reasons why people end up short, in my view. Most people don't know how much they actually spend each month. And spending here means everything, including your insurance premium, taxes, and bills, not just groceries and food expenses. So if you do not even check how much you spend every month now, how are you going to know how much you will need after when you stop working? Second point is being too complacent. As they are still working and are able to pay for all expenses month to month, they think that they will have enough. Not surprisingly, almost 80% of Singaporeans underestimated how much money they would need at retirement. Many people don't realize that even when they are still working now, they need to save enough for another 20 to 30 years when they are not. Finally, many people think it is okay to start later. Sometimes people say, how can I save for retirement when I don't even have enough now? Well, if you think you don't earn enough, it's time to work out a budget to see how you can cut down on some expenses that are not essential. After all, $1 saved today is $1 more tomorrow. Remember, if you spend most of your money now when you're still working, how are you going to live when you stop working and have no income?
Yeah, of course. Well, Wee Boon, I'm in my 30s. How do I start planning for retirement right now?
When you are in your 30s, there are many competing needs. You need to buy a home, start a family, for instance. So retirement naturally takes a back seat. That's perfectly fine and normal, actually. But you can do both with prudent planning. I would recommend two basic things that you must do. First, consider whole life insurance policies to cover you and your family. The good thing about having such policies is that by the time you retire, chances are the value of the policies would exceed the total amount of premium that you paid. So it means that you end up getting free coverage and probably some savings for retirement. Then you must keep an eye on your CPF. If you are employed, then you're fine. If you're self-employed, make sure you contribute part of your income to CPF every month. Singaporeans don't realize that they are actually very lucky to have this very powerful scheme that can provide them with lifelong income from 65 onwards. Up to 2,200 every month, 2,200 every month for life. The good news is that every working adult in Singapore can actually stand a chance to achieve this if they are diligent to start planning early.
Right. Well, Wee Boon, I am saving. I have a savings account, one that I dip into occasionally. Do you recommend that I set up another account specifically for retirement? If so, how much of my monthly salary should I put into that account to ensure that I'll have at least enough to get by when I retire?
Well, there's no hard and fast rule when it comes to managing your own money. As I mentioned earlier, all of us actually have a good retirement account that's being created in CPF. So make sure you save a lot of money in there. As for your normal monthly savings, I think it is good habit to start a monthly saving account with your bank so that you can start automatically credit anything from a few $100s to a few $1,000s every month into this account. If you make this a habit, by the end of the year, you will have saved a decent sum. With this cash, you can choose to do a few things. One, put in fixed deposits for retirement or as an emergency fund. Two, you can invest the money in a fund for the long term. Or even three, spend on something for the family, such as changing your car to a new one without the need for a loan. Remember this, life is a journey. You need to reward yourself too, and not just think about saving and investing all the time. If you are disciplined and spend within your means, you can actually enjoy yourself today and yet still have enough for your retirement later.
Well, thanks very much, Wee Boon. Talking to you is always a good wake-up call for us. That was Tan Wee Boon, Invest editor at the Straits Times. A link to his story on this topic is in the description below, but you have to be a subscriber for straitstimes.com.